Welcome back, everyone, to the 2023 U.S. Open here for USA Archery in Malvern, Pennsylvania. As the field has been adjusted to 70-meter targets as we get ready for recurve women. They're up on deck. I'm Greg White sitting alongside Connor Kaufhold as we bring you this coverage. Now, Connor, interesting, you were here for barebow, but you competed this weekend in compound, and now we're going to another discipline of what you're very familiar with, which is Olympic recurve. Yeah,
it's definitely, it's been a while since I've shot it, but I've been around Casey shooting it for forever, so it's always fun to watch.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing how this match turns up because Casey Kaufhold is basically, she's on fire right now, coming off of a massive win in Paris. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that's her first World Cup win, and it secured her a shot at the a spot in the World Cup final because she was a stage winner. So that's a great accomplishment for her and something she was really looking to find herself in the World Cup final.
And so 70 meters down range, she starts us off, and that's going to be a 5.
Wow, there might be something with the lighting here.
Yeah, it definitely might be. Now, she's competing against Akshara Vijay from New Jersey, and Akshara Vijay is part of the Lancaster Archery JOAD program.
Yeah, so two just about locals. Akshara from across the New Jersey border, but yeah, it seemed to adjust to whatever it was that was causing those right arrows. Probably something about the lighting being this late in the evening, and it's not very windy at the moment.
No, it definitely is not. That's a 10-9 liner for Kaufhold. And Vijay answers with it.
I believe that'll go to Akshara, that set.
So Akshara, has been around for a little while. 2023 Lancaster Archery Classic, we got to see her in the youth female recurve finals where she qualified second place, and you, of course, were in the pit working the microphone. It's quite an accomplished young archer already, but when you are, it's a local tournament, I guess you could say, here in Pennsylvania, but it's a world stage tournament. How impressive is it for Vijay to be in this match right now for gold against someone like Casey Kaufhold? Yeah,
it's great because I believe up to this tournament she's been shooting in the cadet category. So it's great to see her make that jump from 60 to 70. And yeah, she seems to be adjusting just fine, finding herself in the gold medal match here.
And what Connor's talking about is that's an adjustment as you get older from 60 meters out to 70 meters. 70 meters, of course, is somewhere right around the neighborhood of 77 yards. And we're looking at that, so we know it's 70 meters. And what size target face are we shooting at?
We're shooting at 122 centimeter target face. So it's a big target, but being out that far, it's tough to find yourself in the gold.
Now, when we're talking about poundage, we often talk about bow poundage. So that means basically when you're pulling the bow back and what you're holding at your peak weight, or in compound over peak draw, when it starts to roll, the cam starts to roll over and rotate. For Casey, what poundage are we talking about?
She a few years ago was around 41. I think she's backed it down to around 39, 40, just because of just slight changes that she's made, but I believe that's where she's sitting about now, is in the 40 area.
Yeah, so encouraging young archers, if you can pull back that kind of weight, it's really about, the thing that's really funny, Connor, is that when I explain archery to people, and they say, well, you have a sight on your compound bow, and I move it down to go further distance. Why would you? Because the bow goes up and there's more arch in the arrow. It's called archery. So with these lower poundage bows, you can kind of see the angle of which they have to hold it up. Now there looks like there's a sight of some sort on these Olympic recurve bows. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so they all have a sight out there. No magnification allowed, of course, but some of them do have a small lens in there just to clear up the picture some while they're at full draw. A lot of people shoot a pin. Some people don't. Some people just center up the gold, and the eye just naturally centers those circles, and it can be just as accurate as shooting with a pin.
Set scoring system for recurve archery. As you look up and you see the score, Casey Kaufhold with 28 that end, and Vijay with 24, and they say 2. So tell us a little bit about set scoring.
Yeah, so each end is its own set. So whoever wins each end gets the 2 points for that set. If they happen to tie, they'd each get 1, and it's the first to 6 will win the match. So right now we have a 2-2 tie so far.
Oh, there's Casey Kaufhold's parents. Some people you might be familiar with.
Yeah, I might have seen them before.
On the right is Carol, Rob on the left, and they're looking at biggest cheerleaders for you guys, without question.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, of course, heavy hitters here in the United States in archery, the Kaufhold family, owners of Lancaster Archery Supply. But it's really come down to the hard work and dedication. Now, there's been a bit of a life shift for Casey Kaufhold this year. Tell us a little bit about her commitment to what's ahead.
Yeah, so last year she started at Texas A&M shooting and going through coursework. But this year she's taking a sabbatical from that to be able to focus more on the Olympic qualifying and the Olympic year that's coming up.
And with her win in Paris, did that give us some slots too for the Olympics?
That I believe.
I know
we already had an individual
slot, yeah.
spot from the tournament before in
In Berlin, yeah.
In Berlin,
that's right.
we already had an individual spot, so we already had that covered. So, but it was great to have that result, especially in Paris. Being where the 24 games are. Beautiful shot there, right? In the X.
So that was actually a 9 for
Akshara
Vijay. So far for Casey Kaufhold, her target is looking really good. And so there's 2 10s in there. One of them's in the X ring, which counts also as a 10. So a 29 end at 70 meters for Olympic recurve. That is a very strong score.
Mm-hmm. Good recovery at the end of the set there from Akshara.
So in set scoring system, it looks like Casey Kaufhold is going to go up 4-2. So Vijay started off strong, won the first set, and we're going the first to 6. If we go 5-5, we'll have a closest to the center shoot off. We haven't had one yet in competition today, and the sun is getting close to peeking its head behind the trees. So a different lighting situation than we've had since we've been here for 3 days. And there's a look at the first shot from Vijay. Definitely, like you were mentioning, a good recovery, but a little disappointment on the young archer. But still, the accomplishment of guaranteeing yourself. And that's the thing that's really cool about the elimination matches and the way they work. You get to this final 2 and you've guaranteed yourself either a silver or a gold medal. There's the future. Well, apparently she's a big sister, so she's going to be putting a bow in her hand and leading the charge.
Yep, that's Oakley. That's Heather File's daughter. Heather File is Casey's and Akshara's coach at Lancaster. So she's cheering them both on, I'm sure.
20-second shot clock. You can see that the preparation part of the clock ticks down, and then we're going to go green. And so for Vijay, 20 seconds to execute. 77 yards downrange. And a really good-looking shot on the execution, and she's rewarded with a 10. Max scoring. And now the Olympic opal. Answers with a 9.
Really smooth shot again, just outside.
9.
You can see that little bit of shaking towards the end of the hold. Very typical with archers at this level.
Yeah, just especially shots that run long. This one's running a little long. Still puts it in the 10. But yeah, especially with shots that maybe run a little long, you may get a little fatigue. That one was nice and quick. In the gold. So 9 would tie this set, a 10 would win it.
A 10 for gold. Ooh.
And a 9, so it'll be 5-3, still alive, Akshara. And Casey closes in 1 more point on the match.
Couple millimeters, the difference between gold and Vijay, still with a pulse in this match to try to snatch that gold away from the World Archery Paris winner, Casey Kaufhold. One of her many distinctions on her resume over the years. She might have won that Lancaster Archery Classic thing once or twice, I think.
Yeah, a few times.
Now let's talk about practice. You know, one thing that we do know, you know, compound compared to recurve is the diligence of recurve archers. We talked about that little fatigue each shot. I mean, you're talking about pulling the bow back and you get to your maximum weight that you're pulling and you're trying to pull through that clicker that indicates, hey, I'm at full draw, where compound tends to be a lot less in the holding. So we know that for recurve archers, they've got to practice a lot of arrows a day. So now that Casey's back in town, does she, you know, where does she normally get to practice?
Yeah, I believe since she's been home, it's been a whole lot of practice. Usually shooting in the morning, taking a break, getting lunch, just hanging out, you know, taking some rest and then getting back after it in the afternoon. I believe normally around 200, 250 arrows per day, and that's 6 days a week. So
wow.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. All right, so she stepped away from school to do this and chase Olympic dreams. Are you back in school already?
Yeah, we started last week, so I had the first week of school and then flew back here doing what I can online.
Good shot from Vijay.
Yeah.
Now sitting on a 19 after that 10. Trying to keep her hopes alive. The win will go 5-5, and we'll have our first shoot off of the match. Okay.
So Akshara has a 1-point advantage going into the last arrow.
So for Vijay, a 10 right here would seal. Ooh, just 9.
So a 10 would tie the set, but that would be enough to push the match in Casey's favor.
And she gets it.
9 just...
And the big
just
smile.
next to the other. And
yeah.
So we'll have a shoot off, I believe.
All right, so what we'll do is the judges are down at the target right now. They're taking a look, and they're going to check all those arrow values and make sure what we have going on here. They're either going to declare a winner or they're going to declare a tie, and we're going to go closest arrow to the center at 77 yards downrange.
We may need new targets depending on how the X looks. They need a clear X to be able to measure in the case that it is that close. And we do have a tie.
So we've indicated, as we've seen from our commentating position, that we do have a tie. So 5-5. It's Casey Kaufhold coming in as your #1 qualifier versus our #3 qualifier. Akshara Vijay shot her way right into the gold medal match. And this is it for the title of USA Archery's 2023 U.S. Open champion and the gold medal. And it looks like it's going to be Casey Kaufhold that's going to set the first arrow in the target. So she'll have 20 seconds closest to the center for gold. And it's gone, and it is an 8 right. So not a bad arrow considering the amount of pressure. Now we'll see what Vijay has. Anything in the gold, and she's champion. She sends it, and it's a 10.
Wow.
It's a 10. And so the unthinkable has happened. Akshara Vijay over Casey Kaufhold in a closest to center arrow shoots a 10 to an 8.
That's a great turnaround from Akshara. You know, down 4-2, then 5-3, having to do it. You know, put the match in her hands and took it.
That is confirmed. Our recurve champion for the 2023 U.S. Open, Akshara Vijay, coming in as the third place qualifier. Getting congratulations all around. I can't wait to have a conversation with her to talk about the magnitude of this big win for this young archer. 70 meters. And as we await the arrival of Akshara Vijay to talk to us about her match, downrange, they're going to change targets as we anticipate the final match of the day, which is going to be recurve men. So for Casey Kaufhold, she will get the silver medal. Catalina G. Noriega was able to win the bronze medal in the recurve senior women category. And this is going to be a very interesting interview.